I'm Thomas, and today you join me at Struan's Auto Centre in Dundee with this Mazda MX-5 1.5 SkyActive and Icon trim. So this is Mazda's iconic MX-5 that debuted over 30 years ago. Now this is the ND MX-5, or Miata if you're watching in the States. This particular one, as I mentioned, is a 1.5 litre SkyActive. It's quite a small vehicle, so the height of the car is just over 1.2 metres, 3.9 metres in length, and about 1.7 metres wide. Now, it does have a 45 litre fuel tank, which does give it pretty usable range. So under the bonnet we do have this 1.5 litre SkyActive 4-cylinder 16 valve engine, produces about 129 brake horsepower, good for around 127 miles per hour. Now this car isn't designed for outright speed, it is all going to be around driving on those country type B roads etc, where you can handle and access that chassis. This car does have classic sports car proportions. We've got the long nose, short overhang on the rear, and being a convertible, you can enjoy the little spots of sunshine we have in Britain at a touch of a lever, which I'll show you when we're in the inside, because it does have a manually operated roof. Now we do have quite small alloy wheels in this car as well, which should help keep the affordability of making this an affordable sports car to run. These are 16-inch wheels, 195/50 R16s for anybody curious. We do have a little indicator blade down on the side, red mirror caps as well matching the front, and we do have red flashing around the rear, but pretty smooth design language down the side of the car, nothing too aggressive in comparison to some things you see in 2024. But yeah, it's a really nice compact vehicle, and again I like the black A-pillar as well, kind of help with the floating roof. Just overall it's a very aesthetically pleasing sports car. Now round the rear of the car we do have that little red flash up here on the boot spoiler, MX-5 logo, as well as the SkyActive technology. Now I do quite like these tail lights as well, kind of look like a little bit like the new Bentley Continental, a little kind of mascara flick going across. This particular car is fitted with the rear parking sensors, as you can see, and we do have dual exhausts down here. Now to get into the boot of the car we do take out the key fob, which is a little bit different to maybe other cars that we have seen. It's long and skinny, and at a touch of a button on the bottom you push that there and the car should unlock, like so. This little lightweight sports car does have some decent practicality in the rear. It's also worth mentioning we do have a little antennae on the back of the car as well. Alright, so you join me inside the interior of the Mazda MX-5. First thing I notice, you climb inside, it does feel like quite a tight cockpit. Obviously it being a small car, you do feel like it is very driver focused. We do have things like a manual handbrake quite close to you, the steering wheel, just the cabin overall is quite close. We do have a nice blend of analog and a little bit of a digital screen on the left hand side, tachometer right centre, very Porsche-esque, and then we've got the speedo on the right hand side. We do have two cup holders in between the two seats here, which is also nice to see. They do have a little bit of rubberized at the bottom so they can take a can or a bottle, and then underneath we do have a little bit of storage as well, maybe for coins and something small, probably not a phone. But yeah, we do have things like heated seats. We've got the climate control up here that do have nice big rotating knobs that you can pull and probably wear gloves comfortably with as well, which is a nice neat touch. We also have the Mazda screen up here. Then you can control that through the little BMW-esque iDrive system controller here, which rotates, and you've got home, music and nav buttons. Quite simple, easy to use. Up in front we do have, on the left hand side of the steering wheel, telephone controls, volume controls. On the right hand side we do even have cruise control. This car does have automatic lights and auto wipers as well. Yeah, the Mazda MX-5 does not have a glove box. We do have a nice, reasonable quality materials considering the marketplace this car's in. We do have the red stitching going across the seats and across the dash. Also like the fact the gear selector it feels quite nice in hand, and we'll feel this when we're out on the road, but it also has the red stitching going across. And in front of the gear selector there we do have USB-A, aux-in cable and heated seats on this Icon trim model. Over in the door we do have the white body coloured panel up top, a little bit of a kind of chrome effect on the door handle, electric mirrors and electric windows. kind of a faux carbon fibre-esque material on the door card there, and then a little bit of padding for your elbow where it's going to rest, which is quite nice. But there is no door bins or anything like that you may expect, so really the storage is going to be in the centre of the vehicle, which if you think about it is a little bit like what we've seen with the McLaren. Now, instead of the glove box up front, we do have the storage between the seats where you can hold things like your Mazda logbook, and this is the little book here with the little Mazda logo, quite nice and delicate, and that fits in between there. And then we've got a CD player just below that as well, so there is a little bit of functionality between the seats. And while we're here, let me show you how to put the roof up. Now, unlike some other cars I've been in convertibles electric, this is a manual top, so you pull this lever here, that pulls up like so, latches in, pull this down, and that's the car top latch. So I guess you could do that at a set of lights, or maybe quite quickly if the rain started coming off. And then, say for example, unlatch that, pull that back, push like so, and within seconds that can latch down. So yeah, quite an easy operation. A little bit harder to do when you're doing it on the camera with one hand, but as you can see, the operation can be done by hand quite quickly. Thank you very much for watching this video on the Mazda MX-5. If you have any questions below, please comment and we'll get in touch. Thank you very much to Struan Auto Centre Dundee for loaning me this MX-5, and make sure to stay tuned for the next video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Ciao!